mainstreaming of DRR, and on that issue, I would just like to say I believe the leadership for mainstreaming of DRR would depend on the governance structures that have been put in place by each country, from the central to the local level. I want to believe that should be the hierarchy of leadership that we should expect in any given country. But I would like to address myself also to the issue of leadership at the regional level, at the African Union, and make an example that we in SADC for a very long time did not have any leadership in DRR at SADC level. But we insisted that we needed one, because if we do not have any leadership at that level, then as a regional or sub-regional organization, we may not find ourselves going anywhere. But now, coming to the regional level, the African level, I would also like to urge our members that we should insist that we should have leadership, even at that level. Because otherwise, if we want to emphasize that at national levels, DRR must be made a priority, why is it not a priority at the African level, regional level? Therefore, maybe the African Union would like also to try and make it a priority, and maybe even have one or two people who would be solely responsible for DRR at that level. I would also like to ask, or to talk about issues of funding. This issue has always come up in all our meetings when we talk about DRR, that we are not getting funding. But other departments or ministries get funding. I think funding would, or depends on the amount of convincing that each department or ministry does to the government, I would just say government, so that government will find itself obliged to part with such amounts of money for that department. Because otherwise, I don't see any country or any disaster management organization in any country getting all the funding that is there. But they will get their fair share or more, depending on the way they convince the holder of the purse. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, we must work very hard to try and convince the owners, the holders of the purse, who are politicians after all. And now that Nale is here, we would like you to motivate our other politicians. And when they are motivated, they are the ones who are going to assist us to access that funding. Because funding is there. It's not that we don't have money at all. We do have some funding. Then it must also come to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the contribution. I take the person back.
Yes, please.
Can we have the mic here?
Who's the mic?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Ajedi Abdi. I am from Disability Awareness Organization, civil society organization that brings disability in northern Kenya. But Chairman, the issue of DRR mainstreaming should be demystified. DRR mainstreaming is a human rights issue. It has been subjected to political goodwill. And political goodwill is transitory.